Hey guys, welcome back to Axis and Allies, the Garrison. This is Detroit, once again coming to you from the Garrison here in Rochelle Park, New Jersey. I hope you had a great day today, and I hope that you have a lot of fun watching this particular video. As you guys know, last turn, G.I. Joe, playing with Japan, Imperial Japan, made his moves. He went heavily into China. Okay, his battles were successful. He also repositioned his fleet across the Pacific. He actually broke up his fleet into three smaller fleets located in Sea Zone 6, Sea Zone 33, and Sea Zone 36. So obviously G.I. Joe is playing a game of strategy, and he has broken up his fleet, I guess at an attempt at better utilizing the space around him, and hopefully he's hoping to be able to spot weaknesses in the game plan of the Allies. Okay, so just one thing that I need to bring up. During our last game, G.I. Joe, because of a lack of understanding on his part with the rules, he attacked Mongolia. Okay, what this does is that a direct attack on Mongolia automatically activates all the other neutrals as pro-allied countries. Okay, so because there was a misunderstanding there, we realized that the game would be heavily skewed in favor of the Allies. So if that be the case, we decided that, or at least we gave G.I. Joe the option of not going there, not actually performing that attack. Okay, so that was the case, and G.I. Joe will not be performing that attack on Mongolia. Okay, so that means then that the two units, the two cavalry, in my case, the two light armored units that I'm placing on my board that I removed initially during the last turn, I am placing back. Okay, now the question that I have for G.I. Joe is, where are his fighters going? Because he did use, I believe it was 3 fighters and 3 tactical bombers to take out those 2 units. My friend, please let me know where you're going to place your Air Force that you currently have, or that had landed in Sea Zone, actually in the Chinese province of J-Ho. So that's just one clarification that we need. All right, guys, so I'm going to proceed with the actual purchases and my combat movements. So sit tight and enjoy the show, guys. All right, guys, this is the current situation on the ground in Southeast Asia. You have the Japanese and Chinese facing each other across the board. Okay, you have a Japanese naval task force in Sea Zone 36 off the coast of French Indochina. You have another Japanese fleet in Sea Zone 6 off the coast of Japan. And by the Caroline Islands, you have a third Japanese fleet pre-positioned in Sea Zone 33, ready to do or take action or do evil against the good guys. No, I'm just kidding. But in any case, yeah, they are definitely poised for the attack, the Japanese. All right, so now we have to make a correction as during the last turn, because of G.I. Joe was unaware of the fact that if the Japanese attacked Mongolia, that would create a situation where all the neutrals and on the rest of the board would automatically become pro-allied. The fact is that this would heavily skew the game in favor of the Allies. So in retrospect, we decided as a group, as a game group, to forego that attack. And G.I. Joe agreed. He felt that it was best if the attack never took place, because it would definitely harm the game irreparably, and hence we decided not to go, or at least G.I. Joe decided and agreed that it was best if that attack never took place. So the attack never took place. The question that we have right now and that we still have yet to figure out is what happens to the aircraft that attacked Mongolia? Are they landing in J-Hole, or are they still somewhere in Japan or somewhere else on the board? That's something that we have yet to resolve. As a consequence, also, the Mongolians get back their 2 light cavalry units, light armored units, because I don't have cavalry. I'm using light cavalry armored units instead, okay, as my cavalry. In any case, guys, I'm going to proceed and go forward with the actual game. As you well know, it's the USA's turn. The US is not at war yet, so I cannot attack anyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make my purchases then, okay? All right, so the US is buying one bomber, strategic bomber, two naval transports, one sub, and one aircraft carrier. And by the way, I am buying a tech. Okay, I'm forgetting to place my tech here. I'm going to use a chip here representing the tech that I'm purchasing. Okay, so that's a total of 52 IPCs. Since I'm not going to war, I'm still out of the war technically. I am going to go straight into non-combat movements. All right, so I am moving my fleet here in Sea Zone 10. Okay, I'm leaving this fighter out. I'm taking an artillery piece and one infantry unit on board my naval transport. Okay, and the fleet sails off to Sea Zone 26 off the coast of Hawaii. Okay, so there we are. Now the single fighter that I have here takes off 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm talking about the single fighter off the coast of Western USA. Okay, the fighter that is still remaining here takes off 1, 2, okay, and 3. All right, lands on, let me see, no, yeah, lands on the carrier. Okay, it doesn't have to land yet. I'll figure that one out later, okay? All right, so now my task force on Sea Zone 35 will sail away and will end up in Sea Zone 54. That's 3 movements, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the U.S. Naval Task Force in the Philippines goes from 35 to 54. Okay, all right. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some movement here. Sorry for the jerky movements with my cell phone camera. But okay, so now my strategic bomber will pick up 1 infantry in central USA and will fly off at a movement of 1, which will be central USA, 2, 3, 4, 5, and will land in Hawaii also. Okay. All right, let's go back to the eastern seaboard. Once again, I apologize. I do have a large map and I do have to do some walking to get to the other side. All right, so then my fighter in eastern USA, which is territory number 20, goes 1. I have a movement of 5, 1, central USA, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will land this fighter, okay, on my carrier. Okay, the fighter that was on the air will now land on Hawaii. Okay. Okay, all right. All right, let me see. Let's go back to the central part of the United States. I'm going to take my 3 mech infantry and my 1 armored unit, and I'm going to bring it over to Western USA. So that means I'll have 4 mechs and 1 armored unit coming over. I will then shuttle these pieces, 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and 2 AAAs from Eastern USA all the way to Western USA. Okay, so I'll have basically 4 AAAs, 2 artillery, 2 infantry divisions, and 1 artillery division here. Okay, now my naval task force in Sea Zone 101 will sail away and will go to the Pacific. That'll be a movement of 1, okay, a movement of 2, and that's a cruiser and a transport, folks. And I'll move into Sea Zone number 11. Okay, so that's the naval transport and the cruiser on the eastern seacoast of the United States is now in Sea Zone 11. Okay. Right, am I forgetting anything here? Am I seeing something or not? Okay, all right, so then, okay, I'm going to go ahead and place my units going to place my bomber on placement of units. I'm going to place my bomber on in the western USA, as well as my carrier. Okay, I will go ahead and place one naval transport. So that's a total production of 3. Okay, now I have a remaining, I still have a transport and a submarine remaining, and I'll place those units in Sea Zone 101, okay, on the eastern seaboard of the United States. All right, so the United States is technically out of the war, so that means then that I did not lose any IPC value to the income tracker, and I do not gain any either. So I'm still at 52. Okay, I'm at 52 with the USA. All right, so let's now go ahead with China's turn. China starts the game with 12 IPCs. By the way, the US does not collect any national objectives because the US, again, is out of the war. So I get no national objectives. All right, so now I have 4 infantry in being recruited for the Chinese Provincial Nationalist Army. And I have 4, which is for a total of 12 IPCs. Okay, I will go ahead and make my combat movements with the Chinese. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to move 6 infantry into Yunnan. Okay, I'm going to move these 2 light armored units as well. I'm going to move 2 infantry. By the way, I'm moving these from Sichuan. Okay, 6 infantry, 2 light armor, and I'm moving my fighter as well at a movement of 1. So that means I have 3 left. Right? I'm moving in 2 more infantry divisions from Qichao to join the attack into Yunnan. I'm also taking 1 light armored unit from Shenxi, and it's blitzing and going to Yunnan as well. Okay, so that's going to be an attack composed of 8 infantry divisions, 3 light armor, and 1 air wing of the famous Flying Tigers that were so well represented during the war. Okay, and that's it for the Chinese attack. I'm going to go ahead and start making my rolls. Okay, let me swing over to the other side of the map. It'll be easier for me. Guys, just bear with me. First time rolling. And I'm a little bit full of trepidation here. Okay, so, all right, so then I already set my dice aside. I have 7 red die, which roll at 2 or less for the Japanese. I have 8 die at 1 for the Chinese infantry, and 4 blue die for roll at 3 or less for the Japanese armor and fighter. Chinese, I'm sorry. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and roll first with the Chinese infantry. Okay, I got a hit. Okay, these guys are out. My other 4. No hits. Okay, I guess that's about average, I would say. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and roll with my 4 at 3. And I have, horrible, 2 hits only. Okay, so the Chinese have executed their attacks. Now the Japanese defend. They defend with 2, 4, 6, 7. Let me. I can't do them all at the same time. Gonna roll with 4 at 2 and an additional 3 at 2 after. Here we go. Okay, Japanese scored a hit. All right, let me get these 3 out. They have 3 more die left. And they scored 2 hits also as well. So they both each scored 2 hits on each other. All right, so let me go back to the battle board. I'm going to remove 2 Japanese casualties and 2 Chinese casualties as well. Okay. I think that could have gone worse for the Chinese, so I'm not complaining. All right, so then I already removed the die from the board, okay, from the gameplay. You see, so we have, these are the die that I just removed. So the Chinese will go again, and I'm going to roll 4 at 1. Okay, no hits. Double missed. Let's put these folks here. I got 3 more. Oh, I just realized I removed the wrong die. The blue die for the Chinese is 3 or less. So let me remove 1 for the Chinese. Okay, so that's 2 that I'm rolling, not 2 out of 1. Okay, I missed. Now my 4 at 3 Chinese attack. Okay, oh wow, 4 hits, folks. Excellent, that's exactly what I needed. All right, so I got 4 hits. I'm going to remove 4 casualties for the Japanese, which I'm going to put right here on the board. Okay, I'm removing 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, let's put them over here on the side. These are the Japanese casualties. Now, the Japanese will roll. They have 4 casualties and 1 artillery piece still left in Yunnan. Okay, so I'm going to roll 5 at 4. Oh, sorry, G.I. Joe, you had a lousy roll right here. Okay, no, you did not inflict any casualties on me. All right, so that means I'm taking out 4 die. Okay, and for the, what is it? Yes, 4 die for the Japanese and no casualties for the Chinese. Right? Yeah, no casualties. Okay, so then, no. Yeah, that's correct. No casualties for the Chinese. I will re-roll again for the Japanese now. Let me roll my 4 at 3. Okay. That's 1 hit, and I'm not going to continue with the rest. That's enough for a victory. Since there's only 1 artillery piece left on the board, I'm going to roll 2, the remaining artillery, which is a 2 or less. And he misses. Okay. All right. Tough break for the Japanese. Yes, they didn't do as well as they should have. Okay, the Chinese forces were very successful. Okay, they definitely were able to retake Yunnan with a tremendous, favorable victory in the favor of the Chinese nationalist / communist armies. All right, so then that's it for the Chinese combat movement phase. Now I'm going to go into non-combat. So for non-combat, I'm going to move this 1 infantry division from Shenzi down to Sichuan, and the 2 infantry in Suyuyan are moving down south into Shenzi. Okay, now I did purchase 4 or recruit 4 infantry for the Chinese, which I'm going to be placing on the board. That's 4 of them. Question is, where am I going to put them? Where? Okay, so I think, let me see. Okay. All right, let me land my fighter. My fighter will land in Sichuan. Okay. And so I'm going to be placing 1 and 2. All right, and okay. Mm-hmm. 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to land my fighter in Xinghai, and I'm going to place my infantry here instead. Yes, in Yunnan. Okay, now if you guys can confirm for me, my memory is failing me right now. If I can place newly recruited Chinese forces in a newly retaken Chinese province. If that cannot be done, I'm pretty sure it can be done. I'm just not quite certain right now. But if that can't happen, I will place them in Queichao. Okay, if, the units that I just recruited. Okay, so that's just for future reference, just in case. And so, let me see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I gotta make certain that his bombers don't reach me. I mean, my fighter. So I'm just making certain, folks. Just bear with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think I'm safe. 2, 3, 4. All right, guys. Yes, I think I'm safe here. All right, so then that's it for my placement of units and non-combat movements. Okay, so the Chinese go up by 1. So let's go to the income tracker here. China is back to 9, and Japan goes down by 1. Okay. All right, so that's where we're at right now. So national objectives. Since the Burma Road is now reopened, okay, let's look at this. I do get an additional 6 IPCs value for the Burma Road being open. So plus 9 that I have that I just got from my collect income phase. So that means that China has 15 IPCs. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I may be making mistakes, so I'm sure you guys won't hesitate to correct me. But I believe I do have China has 15 IPCs at this stage of the game. All right, guys, and that's about it. I'm very happy with the way things turned out for China. The major objective of taking Yunnan succeeded. I'm very happy about that. And let's hope that our successes continue. All right, guys, it's the UK's turn. Corporal 24, you're on, my brother. Let's see what you do over here in the Mediterranean. Okay, and are there any other options in the Pacific, in Southeast Asia? What do we have? It'll be very interesting. Okay, I know you were talking a lot about Italy. Let's hope things work out. All right, guys, it's been a blast. It's been a lot of fun. Please forgive me if I've made mistakes. I know I tend to make them sometimes, and I am still learning the game, and I'm new to it, and there's definitely a learning curve to it, and it's not that easy rolling die and holding a camera at the same time. It's very difficult. All right, guys, so let me know. Okay, so we'll be looking forward to Corporal 24's moves. All right, guys, as always, don't forget to hunker down and play. Okay, I was forgetting one thing. I was forgetting to review the actual, pieces where they are on the board. So China, let me just zoom around. It's easier for me to read the names. It helps with the pronunciation. So in China, you have 1 fighter in Xinghai. You have 2 infantry in Shenzi. In Sichuan, you have 1 infantry. Then in Yunnan, you have, 10 infantry divisions and 3 light armor divisions. Okay, now that's it for the Chinese. Okay, now let's go and see the United States. For the United States, in C Zone 54, you have 1 destroyer and a submarine. C Zone 26, you have 2 naval transports, 2 destroyers, 2 cruisers, 1 submarine, and 1 aircraft carrier with its complement of 1 fighter and 1 tactical bomber. Okay, in Hawaii itself, currently you have 4 fighters, 1 bomber, and 3 infantry divisions and 1 artillery division. Okay, C Zone 11, you have 1 naval transport, okay, and 1 cruiser. Off C Zone 10, you have 1 naval transport and 1 aircraft carrier. In the western United States, you have 1 bomber, 4 mech infantry, 1 armored unit, 1 artillery division, 2 infantry divisions, and 4 AAAs. Okay, let's see what's on the eastern seaboard of the United States, which I don't think is much. Oh, actually, I did make a placement here. In C Zone 101, you have 1 naval transport, 1 submarine, and in territories 20 and 21 are unoccupied. No one is there. All right, guys. And that's about it. Okay.